Welcome to the Watchers, and we are the Watchers.
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? I'm Victoria Burt with Killer Shot Films.
And I'm Kevin Marable with theblackscript.com.
Hey, Kev.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So you want to tell everybody what we saw this week?
We saw Bugonia. Stars Emma Stone as Michelle Fuller, Jesse Plemons as Teddy, Aidan Delbis as Don, Stavros Halkias as Casey, and Alicia Silverstone as Sandy.
The director, Yorgos. Can you say the last name?
Lanthimos.
Boom.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
He's directed Emma Stone several times.
Yes.
He is. I use the expression genius, but not lightly. I think that he is such a unique way of
storytelling,
creating stories. Yeah, just and something so common as a conspiracy theorist. And this is going to have spoilers. Okay, so yes. Spoilers.
Man.
What if the conspiracy theorist was right?
This is definitely a conspiracy theory movie for sure. You don't get that from the very beginning, so you don't see it coming. But man,
what did you think it was about when you first started watching? That's
obviously there is an obvious conspiracy theory up front, but you didn't think that it was going to be layered the way that it becomes layered throughout the movie, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, two guys kidnap a CEO of a company and claim that she is an alien, and they hold her hostage and try to get her to admit the fact that she is an alien.
Not just that she's an alien, but that aliens have infiltrated and are in control of Earth.
Yes.
And are destabilizing us to take us out.
Right.
It's interesting. And I thought immediately, I said, oh, she's an alien. I just knew it. I knew he was right. And for me, the movie was, are we wrong? That's the place that I was sitting in.
Yeah. It leaves you, the trailer leaves you wondering, like, ooh, is she an alien? Could she be an alien? And what else is this movie about? So when I first heard about it, read about it, and also reported about it, I saw the key art first. So I saw the key art first of Emma Stone. She's shaved head, and she has all of that lotion or cream all over her face. And she's got her head tilted back, and the honey is just kind of oozing down the paper. And then you see the blocky letters down below that say Bugonia, and you're wondering, like, what is this? And then you see who the director is, and then if you watched Poor Things, or if you watched Kinds of Kindness, then you can kind of understand that this director likes to do things from left field and is not the conventional type of writer director, So you go in not expecting what we got. But man, it takes a wild turn.
So, like you said, Don and Teddy are Teddy more than Don are cousins, and they're conspiracy theorists.
Right.
And they are, I assume, flat earthers because of that one graphic where you saw the Earth was flat, which I thought I laughed out loud when I saw that. I really did. I thought, all right, whatever,
Well, there was two things there, and we'll get to it when we circle back.
To Earth. Yeah. And they're convinced that, Teddy's convinced that she is an alien. And they kidnap her, and it was actually a combination of terrifying and funny. Right? Right. As a woman, it was such an interesting experience. I don't know about for you, but for me, as somebody who, protecting yourself and being vulnerable is, a real concern, right? And
Absolutely.
so watching her like struggle, even though I walked into the movie theater believing she was an alien.
Okay.
So she was, in my mind, I was like, get her. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted them to crack her. I mean, it was such a perfect sort of like metaphor for corporate, greed and all these things. So she was already not likable, right?
Yeah. I mean, she lives alone. She's the CEO of a company.
Yeah.
She's on the cover of magazines, and
She's
she's
the
like
1%. She's the 1% of the 1%, right?
absolutely. And they showcase her in the beginning of the movie. She's training, she's healthy, she's doing all of the things that, the young, vibrant young woman CEO person would do, the things that you would expect for them to do. She's taking boxing and martial arts and MMA and self-defense classes, or and so it kind of sets it up for you to see what's to come.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, she was, but I can guarantee that without any of that, she still could have beat him up because she's not human, right?
Well, we didn't know that yet.
No, but I was assuming. Like, you see, you were giving her grace of not.
I was skeptical.
I said, "Oh no, she's going to have to prove to me she's not." Right. I was in the space of Jesse. I was in Teddy's head. I was like, "That's an alien."
Yeah.
Right. I don't know why. It was just I was so predisposed to believing that she was not real because I liked that story so much. I liked the idea that somebody sussed out this grand thing, and so the majority of the movie up until the last 10 minutes is really her trying to negotiate her way out, right, with tactics and Jesse trying to and Teddy trying to break her.
So I went into the theater being skeptical because it leaves you wondering. So I was skeptical: is she an alien, or are these guys just crazy?
Right.
He was, I was thinking also they could just be tinfoil hat people who have this crazy conspiracy, and a grand scheme to take the CEO of a company hostage.
Right. And he had cause, right? He was he lost his mother.
Right.
He was a damaged person, right? Abused, damaged, obviously devolving, mentally, but not wrong.
No,
not wrong. I was like, I mean, I really honestly, when I started watching this movie and she is, that first day and she's like, "Where's my hair?"
She didn't even freak out. She didn't even freak out enough for me.
Well, yeah, she didn't freak out.
Yeah.
But here's the first, all along the way, I was looking for proof. Alien. This is me, okay?
Right.
First proof. When they threw her hair into the fire, it burned like plastic.
I didn't pick up on that.
Well, you shave a girl's hair, it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
If you've ever accidentally burnt your hair, or I used to smoke when I was in college, lit a cigarette and burnt hair burns in a very specific way. And if you're a sister and they're like, your wig or your weave is real hair versus fake hair, one of the tests is if you light a match to it, how it burns is plastic versus real hair.
Got it. Okay.
And so when they threw that hair into the fire, I was like,
yeah, you were scoping it out.
I was peeping it. Okay. I was like, ooh.
Okay.
They look like plastic because they are antenna, right? Antenna.
And that's what he told Dawn.
Yeah.
He said, we got to shave her head because her hair is her antenna. That's another crazy conspiracy that a lot of people say. But
is it?
It is actually.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Is that a real conspiracy?
I don't know if it's real or not. But I've gone down several rabbit holes. And, people say that, you grow your hair out, and the longer your hair is, if you don't cut it, you don't do anything like that, you're more connected to earth. You're more spiritual. You're more grounded.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought there were three things that I thought proved to me that she was an alien, and the hair was one. I think you're right about the reactions. I think her reactions were more, okay, that I can't use anymore. That I can't do anymore. That they weren't the only time when she was crying, sobbing, and he sort of said, "Oh, she's upset." He said, because she knows we're watching. Like, She was just looking for the next thing to manipulate and to, you know,
she's trying to learn their behavior and learn.
Yes. Right. And then there were, and I'll just tell you the three things. And then the third thing was language. Twice she used language that I didn't feel a human would use. She said universe and earth. She was
when did she say that?
Now, I was in the dark, so I couldn't write it down. But the first one was earth. She's like, you know, blah, 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 from earth. And I was like, earth? Who says that? Who says like that? Nobody says earth. You know what I mean? And then later she was like, you know, from this universe. I was like, universe. That's the second one. Yeah. You know, those were like little
clues, context clues.
Yeah, little slips that you know the character had. But
so I have a couple.
Okay, you tell me. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah, realizing it now, but not while watching it. But you know, obviously after the fact, she never ate until they brought her upstairs to eat.
Yeah.
And she never used the bathroom. And when he went to work and he came home, he asked Dawn, has she eaten anything? Has she done, you know? And he said, nope.
Did she even eat at the table? I don't remember.
I don't recall if she did. I think she might have taken a bite or two.
And just chewed.
Yeah, but
I could see that movie again, honestly.
For days she didn't eat or drink, you know. Which was also a clue. But
it's a clue.
While watching it, you're not really picking up on it.
Well, I think what it did well is like it kept moving the line. Like it kept sort of like he said that it watches she eats or drinks, but then I just was like on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Like I just kept moving the goal, you know. And I think it just kept ramping up. I love that it was a 4-day structure, essentially, right? It was like 4 days. I love that timeline was really pushing us. And I mean, I was sitting in a, like I said, I told you this before we started. I was sitting in a packed theater. You weren't, right?
Right.
But I was sitting in a packed theater and people were cackling and like when she was doing all that corporate speak and that like you can leave work at 5:30 as long as the work is done kind of nonsense.
That was funny though.
It was funny, but and then that kept continuing her negotiation tactics with him. Can we have a dialogue with the, you know, that's the way some people really speak in the corporate world.
Right. But as you're saying this, I'm realizing she wasn't quite understanding the fact of, you know, giving people time away from work. And so she was like, you're free to leave if you want to, but there's still work that needs to be done. So get the work done. She couldn't have that. She didn't have that detachment from.
See, but I thought that made her more human. I think that was not a sign of an alien to me. That was a sign of just a CEO.
Right. And
somebody
some of those are clues as some were corporate-esque, but then at the same time, it was not necessarily understanding the human.
I think you're right, but I think what shows it to me more is when, because she was working in the corporate world, all those tactics, right? All her reverse psychology and her negotiation tactics and her passive aggressive behavior worked in the corporate world.
Right.
Right. Didn't work with Teddy. Teddy wasn't having it.
Yeah, he wasn't buying it.
She didn't know how to maneuver him. She didn't know how to manipulate him.
Right. Because she initially asked, do you want money?
Yeah.
Then it went for money. Do you want sex? You know, that kind of thing.
The castration.
The chemical castration. And to convince his cousin to do it. I was like, come on, man.
Okay. Shall we talk about the cousin? Shall we talk about the cousin?
Man.
He was, I don't know what the correct term was. I don't know if he was playing just someone with a very low IQ. I don't know if he was
on
the spectrum. That is really the actor.
Yes, that's really the actor. And I believe this is his first major role, if not his first role.
Yeah, he is very good.
Very
good. And he was, I was terrified is the wrong word. The word is, and I had so much anxiety around that character.
Yeah.
Because I thought if he gets left alone with her, she's going to get out.
Right.
Right. And in some miracle of writing, I was completely on Teddy's side, right? Yeah. Even though what he was doing was victimizing a woman, kidnapping, abuse. Yeah. These are not good things.
No, these are not. He essentially he victimized his cousin too,
as well.
He dragged his cousin into all of this.
Yes, so he is not. He is like the peak anti-hero right now, right? In storytelling of the year. Mm-hmm. It's like Tony Soprano, it's like Dexter, it's like these characters are not good people, but for some reason this character of Teddy, I did not want him to get caught and I wanted him to be right. I was like, okay, I'm twisted, I don't know, but it was just such good writing, and such good setup, and also it's a real testament to Jesse's ability to oh my God, that man can act, right?
Really, he's really good at real, authentic. Yeah, he can pull off the seriousness with facial expressions, even in the quiet moments. Even just the quirkiness and the desperation of it all. Even when he was racing towards his mother and then he raced back to the house. Everything that he was able to pull off. And all the different layers of
the emotion. Levels. Yeah, the layers of emotion and the intensity. Yeah. And that swing back and forth from insanity. Right. But insanity that's born out of being right. Yeah. Right? Like that's that saying that's like you're not paranoid if somebody's chasing you, right? Yeah. It's like that kind of insanity of what you think is not wrong, and everybody else is gonna think
it's crazy.
You're crazy, right?
Well, you're so right that everybody else around you is crazy, but from the outside looking in, you're the crazy one to everyone else looking at you.
Right.
Yeah, it was genius.
He was so good. I'm sure he's gonna get nominated over and over and over for this.
Oh yeah.
I think out of all the characters, we have a list, and one of the things that we like to ask each other is, who was your favorite character?
I would have to say it's Jesse Plemons for this one.
But I'm torn because I agree with you. That is but Emma's performance was so good. Like, think about the scene. This is when they really had me in the corner. I was like, oh no. When she was plugging in the numbers into the calculator, because it could either be so low tech, like just what she said, or she's pulling off the best con with this guy, and that's where I was at the end. At the end, I thought, oh no, okay, So my point about her is her acting was so deliciously riding that line of I'm an alien, I'm not an alien, that made me, it was like pickleball. I was like, I didn't know where to land. So like when she's like looking around and doing those weird eye things, and I was like, that's either an alien or somebody who's just trying to fake it until the cops show up. I don't know.
Yeah. She did have you on edge the entire time until the moment. But to your point about the calculator, the 58 digit code on a calculator, that's the most out for Yorgos to think of that. Who thinks of the code to get from the transport from Earth back to your mothership is a 58 digit code on a calculator
in your closet.
And it's not like a Texas Instrument calculator. It's like your regular degular accountant calculator, Did
you say regular degular? You're such a dad. That's so funny. Okay. So, all right, if you take Jesse, I'll take Emma.
Okay.
I mean, I think that this is the perfect example of a film.
All three of them gave solid performances, but
100%. I mean, but favorite. Like, to me, favorite means like I don't know if somebody else could have done what Emma did.
True. Very true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there are several actors out there that could pull off what Jesse pulled off. Not the same, right? I think back all the way many moons ago to the movie Conspiracy Theory with, Julia Roberts and what's his name? Mel Gibson, where he played somebody who was very sort of like,
a little quirky,
little on the wire type, with conspiracies that were true. Not taking anything away from him. That was a brilliant performance. And it was sad and lonely, and he never felt like he was judging his own character either. You know what I mean? Like, he felt always sort of very in the skin of it. You know what I mean? I never felt like he was trying to play it like so that he's likable.
Yeah.
But she was riding the surfboard of am I an alien or not an alien with such perfection.
True.
Right? That's such a silly way to say it, but
no, you're right. And that takes you on the course of the film.
Right. Yeah. And like on a surfboard, you walk forward and you walk backward and you walk forward and you walk backward as the water, right? That's what I mean. Like, she was always like moving.
Yeah.
Right. She wasn't just going forward. Like, she was just always like
in
her
motion.
Posture, her eyes, her verbiage, Here's another moment that I thought, alien. When she went and got the keys with her foot. Yeah. And then it kind of like wrapped over. Now, I know she did yoga, but that was some alien twisty stuff.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about poor Don.
Man, I was rooting for Don.
What else could have happened?
I wanted Emma's character, Michelle, to get through to Don enough to where Don says, "Okay, take me with you."
So you wanted her to get out. You wanted her to get away.
I felt like ultimately that was what was going to end up happening.
I didn't see it coming that Don was going to shoot himself. I didn't. But the second time he said, tell Teddy I'm sorry. And I was like, oh no. Yeah.
But that's the thing. He was backed into a corner. Teddy was all he had. And I feel like even though he was listening to everything Teddy was telling him and following, he questioned a lot of Teddy's thoughts and ideas and actions. So he was kind of backed into a corner and he didn't really know what to do. And so that was the only way he felt like he could escape.
Yes, I think you're right about that. And I think ultimately he didn't really believe him. Right?
Yeah. I think he was trying to convince himself also. I don't think he fully believed Teddy. I think he questioned a lot of Teddy's ideologies and actions. And, leading up to kidnapping her. And then once he took her in, he just questioned everything along the way. And Teddy had to give him justifiable answers all the way through. And I felt like he deep down inside, and Michelle could sense that as well, deep down inside, he didn't really believe what Teddy was feeding him. But he had to go along with Teddy because Teddy was the only family he had.
Yeah.
But in order for the story to progress, that scene had to happen.
But I have to say that they earned it, though. They earned it. Yeah. I felt that they earned it. You know what I mean? Like, he lost the possibility of, love. He said, I always wanted to be with a woman. He didn't say it exactly like that, but he was like, I'd always hoped to be with a woman. Right. And he accepted the shot. And he knew, if nothing else, Teddy wasn't going to be around anymore because Teddy, right, was going to either be dead or in jail or up in the universe, Yeah. And he must have known what was in that back room.
That was another twist, man. I
loved that so much. I love that so much. Okay, so now let's go to the cop. Let's go to the cop for a second. Okay. So you felt that the cop was sincerely remorseful.
I thought so. I picked up. That's what I picked up from.
That's what you felt. It's just interesting. I think it's interesting, like, different perspectives, and that you felt that it was more bullying than a sexual predator.
That was but
that was your impression.
Yes, but I can also see from your point of view how it could also potentially be.
Yeah,
he
because
might
he
have
was
been.
like, that never happened again.
Yeah.
And he was giving off creepy vibe. He wasn't giving off bully vibe to me. He was giving off creep vibe, and he gave off creep vibe that became a cop, so that he was always in power.
Yeah, and so
right?
that he
Right?
controlled. Yeah, he controlled his destiny, so to speak.
And so now he shows up when his mother is gone, and maybe he's more vulnerable. I don't know. I don't know. He showed.
That's when I felt. That's why I felt like he might have been remorseful from what happened in the past. But on top of, I think he was also remorseful because of him having knowledge of Teddy's situation with his mother. And it seemed like they lived in a small town anyway. So it seemed like maybe everybody in the town kind of knew what was happening.
Yes, I think you're right. Everybody in town knew that he was going a little insane.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that this was not the mother was not newly in the hospital.
No, she had been there, which I didn't know. Initially, I thought she might have passed.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
But then once they came to once they showcase and we came to the realization that she's still alive, she's just in a coma.
Yeah. So my point for Homeboy is he's only up there because he wants to question Teddy about this missing woman. Right. He's up there to question him, even when he was like, when he first saw him, he was riding the bike, right? And then he did a Yui, right? And he's like, "Hey, man, I'm just checking on you." He was going up to the house.
He was, right.
So
when the cop Casey initially pulled over and got out, I wasn't expecting them to know each other.
Yeah.
So when that initial dialogue happened, that's what led me to believe, the remorsefulness and all of that. But then the second go around when he came to the house, at that point I knew he was sniffing around for information.
For sure. There is nothing more infuriating to me when somebody knocks on a door and then they go around back. I don't know why.
They do that in all the movies too.
Yeah, that irks me. I'm like, listen, man. Nobody's coming to the door. Go on your way. I did not like the cop character. It was perfect, tension. But again, like this perfect anti-hero, anybody that gets in the way of the anti-hero's goals gets my ire. You know what I mean? I was like, go away.
Yeah.
He was perfectly cast, bless his heart, because he played Shifty so well. And and if he had just kept it going, he would not be dead. No. Right? If he had just, why you gotta eat a piece of pie? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
That was his weakness.
Clearly.
Weakness, yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
He noticed the chair as well. He
came up with that line quick.
I forgot the question he asked, but he noticed the chair that obviously had like the shackles or the homemade shackles, that is mounted to the floor. And to your point, yes, he came up with that was a
good lie.
A quick lie.
Quick.
Like, my mother used to have these episodes, and that was to keep her from.
That was good.
We had to restrain her.
And do you want to see the bees?
Yeah. Yes. So the bees is another conspiracy. Well, it's not a conspiracy. It's a part of life, and they say that if we have no more bees on Earth, then we go extinct, because bees are like one of the fundamental blocks of life.
I have heard that, and that makes sense. And
I feel like he incorporated the bees to tell that part of the story.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bees represent such pure nature, because if you notice, we're going to flash forward now all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Animals were still there. Bees were still nature, it was still there.
Going.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk. So after we lose our dear Dawn, which was graphic.
Yeah.
And bloody.
Very.
And she gets the keys with her toes in very alien-like way.
Mm-hmm.
And she unlocks herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting that she didn't leave.
I was going to say the same thing.
Right? That's alien, baby. Because she wants to know what proof and what information and what does he know? Because
to her point, the door leading downstairs was locked. It had they had the metal
one that she could leave to go upstairs. Okay,
they had the metal door, so she was searching for. I think she was looking for the window of how to escape, but the fact that he came in too fast, she heard him come back in. She panicked because she knew he was going to stumble across Don and see Don on the ground.
Yeah. So she finds his room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was genius.
Man.
I was like, oh, he's a straight up serial killer.
Yes. Serial killer and conspiracy cuckoo.
Yes. I actually got scared for her at that moment. I thought, okay, so she's not an alien. He's insane.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory cuckoo is where I was gathering at that point.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, sister, get out,
Yeah.
And
I was like,
but that flip
sanctuary and everything.
When he came downstairs and she's like, how many?
Yeah, right.
And you're like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. But he said it nonchalantly, just 2. There's just 2.
Oh, I don't even know how many people he grabbed up.
Yeah.
So did Don know?
I don't think he did, because Don kept asking questions. I think that room remained hidden. I think it was hidden from Don. I don't think Don had any clue. Because otherwise Don would have went along for the ride for it, or he would have known everything that he was doing. And the only thing that led me, once that door was open, it was an aha moment, because when they initially not tied her up, because she was already tied up, but when he put those pads on her to electrocute her and torture her, and he got to the levels that he had never gotten before, he said, that's interesting. That's when he started to give her respect, because
she's the queen.
Right, she's the queen, because those levels have never been reached before. And Don said before. He questioned it. He said before, and that's when I was like, "Oh, he's done this before."
Oh, you see, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I was too busy trying to figure out whether he was torturing a real person or not. Like, I was so vested in her being an alien.
He had maybe tested it first.
Yeah.
Just tested how high it could go, but not tested somebody.
Yeah.
But once he said before, and then once that room opened and you saw those other bodies, that's when you're like, okay, she's not the first one. So this lends to his conspiracy theory is not so much a theory anymore, because he's already done this with 2 other people. He just hadn't been able to prove it yet.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So she says, oh, damn. This is when I thought, this is a great con. This is all an act. She's actually a real person.
Yeah, me too.
When she said, go get,
she said, go get the antifreeze.
But it's in a bottle, but it's not antifreeze.
Right. It's in an antifreeze bottle, but trust me, it's going to look like antifreeze.
It's going to smell, but it's not antifreeze.
I keep it in that bottle to protect it from other people trying to steal it.
Yeah.
I have the cure.
Yes, I have the cure. And he goes on his bike and he injects his mother.
Because she realizes how desperate he is.
And
his desperation.
Okay.
And she's in fight or flight mode at that point.
Right. But is she? She's an alien.
No, he was about to kill her.
Okay.
Don is dead. Yes.
Okay.
He's about to kill her. Teddy was about to kill her. She had to think, to your, just like you said, she also had to think quick on her toes, and she gives up.
Well, yes. She sussed out the mom thing from the label in the shirt.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And she started picking at the dinner table, right?
She
just
was
like going at him. And when my man crawled across the table, it's like, oh shit.
That was like, I wonder if that was written that way or if he just
it had to have been written that way. Yeah. I mean, they had to block it out because that's not a, that's not a normal way that one gets across a table, right? Yeah, so the camera would have, and the camera didn't pan. The camera like dollied. Right. So they had to set up for that. Yeah. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I love a good dinner scene. I love it. I love a good, like, let's just rip it up. Let's just like the worst possible dinner scenario. And that was just like her picking. Right. Okay. So he kills the mom.
By accident. He kills his mother by accident.
Is that an accident?
No, he didn't know.
He didn't know, but it's not an accident.
Was an accident. It was an accident because he wanted it to work so bad.
Yeah.
That she had managed to convince him that it was not antifreeze, even though when he opened it, it was blue like antifreeze.
But still, no. Yeah. Okay.
And then when he went in there, he got the syringe. He put X amount of antifreeze in the syringe, and then he looks at his mother and says, "This is not antifreeze. I promise this is not antifreeze."
Right. I'm not saying that he cognitively thought he was killing her, but he was actually killing her. But here's what I wanted, though. What I wanted was her to live. I wanted the last scene.
I was wondering if it was actually antifreeze or not.
Yeah, I was like, was that the cure? Was that
right? Yeah.
Is that the cure? Right. Like, so that I thought. I mean, it might have been a little too on the button, but
yeah. No, when her finger jolted at first.
Yeah.
And she hadn't convulsed yet, but when her finger jolted.
Did we see her flatline?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes from the little jolt of the finger, and he's like, come on.
And then it convulses. She convulses.
It starts convulsing, and then obviously it's a close up on the whatever that.
But we saw the flatline.
Yeah. And you can hear the flatline. Yes.
Okay.
Because I know at this moment I kind of threw my hands up, and the reason why I threw my hands up, I was so upset at this part of the movie because I was like, come on, this part is unreal. So she flatlines. Obviously, you can hear the pulse stop, and it's just a long, drawn out beep. And immediately he goes to the windows, just miraculously can just open, and it leads right to the stairs to exit the hospital.
Yeah. All right.
Really?
Really? Yeah, I know. I agree. It stretched a little credulity.
Then he could just get away on a bicycle.
Yeah. I would have rather just have him walk out the same door that he came in and just run down the steps,
or just panic. And as the nurses are rushing in, he makes his way out and takes off that. Yeah.
I mean, that, but all right.
I threw my hands up.
You were mad at that. I was
like, really? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I was like, everything was great until that moment. That was probably the only flaw that I was like.
You had. I let it go really. I let that part go because I don't know. I was so vested in what was about to happen, and then he comes back, and that's when she says, "I will take you." Blah blah blah. I'm an alien. You're right. Right. And then they drive back to. That was really funny.
Yeah.
When she comes back to work
with her. No, he did he break her leg or
but when he goes to the mom, he busts her knee.
He busts her knee so she couldn't escape.
Yeah. And then she just moved it over. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, alien. So at the end, when she goes back into her office and she closes the door, and the little mesh thing, and then they push the couch in front, and people in the background are like freaking out. Yeah. It's really funny. And then she's like doing her acting got so weird. Like her physicality got so alien-like. I don't know if you pulled up that same sort of her eye movements and everything like that. And
I picked up on all of that, but I also felt like she was grasping at straws or just trying to delay.
Yes, I felt the same way. I was like, okay, now I'm on the other side. Now at this point, I thought this is just somebody very smart.
Yeah,
who finally figured out what to say.
Yes,
convincingly to get him to bring her back to her office.
Right.
And she's just waiting until the cops show up. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought by the end. So I went into the movie thinking this is really an alien.
Okay.
And then by the end, I was like, this is not an alien. And then I was like, oh my God.
Wait, but before we even get there.
Yeah.
As she was like, I know this is going to sound really strange, but there's this 58-digit code that I got to punch into this calculator. Just bear with me because it's been a while.
Yeah.
And all the time I'm thinking, okay, she's obviously just trying to delay. Yeah, she's BS. And so she's punching this code and she stops midway and she's like, wait, is it? And she's like, oh, I got it. And she punches in the code, but then she stops because Jesse is standing there and he says something about something to the line of, well, in case this doesn't work, I have reinforcements.
Yeah.
And he opens up his jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Got on a homemade bomb.
Explosion. Yeah. It was kind of crazy. I thought smart, crazy smart, like not well smart. But the best part of that little scene to me was when I was like, okay, if she's faking it, mm-hmm. who's going into the elevator? He's got a shotgun down his leg. That's going to take 5 minutes to get out, right?
Right.
Couldn't have sawed that off, And when she said, "You want me to go first?"
Right. She was like, "Oh no. We can't go together because if we go together, we'll end up all discombobulated on the other side."
Which makes sense.
Yes.
So, in the fly of it all, if you remember the movie The Fly, they get merged.
Yes.
Right.
So she was like, "So you go first, and then I'll go after."
And he was like, she was like, "I'll go first."
Yeah. And he was like, "No, I got it."
Right. I was like,
the psychology.
I was so twisted up. And then when he went in, I couldn't tell if he blew up because of her or it was because of the.
Nope. They answered that.
They answered it. No, I heard the answer, but when it happened, I didn't know. Right.
Right.
But what I thought was interesting is that wasn't any normal door. Because did you see an explosion? Mm-hmm. That explosion was completely contained, essentially.
Yeah. Except for the head.
Oh, that was great. That was really a very good piece of prosthetics. But I thought, maybe wait a minute, is she an alien? Because that door really took in a lot of that, explosion.
Right. But it was a distraction at the same time because as she's counting down from 3 to 1, she's backing away. And so you're thinking, okay, she's going
to run. All I kept thinking is she's got to move the couch. The couch.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was also thinking she's creating enough distance in case the explosives go off.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the explosives go off, but she wasn't counting on his head to fly out and knock her out. So once it knocks her out, she wakes up. She comes to inside the ambulance, right?
Yeah. It's very Silence of the Lambs to me. It was very when he's like, takes his face off. She's like, I gotta go.
Yeah. And she was like, she said what happened, and the two ladies that were in the back of the ambulance.
What day is it?
Did she say what day? Okay. She said what day is it?
Because I felt like she was like, I'm the lunar day is the day she has to go up.
Yes. I
felt like she asked about what time or day or something like that. I could be wrong, but I felt like
you're probably right. She probably did. And the two ladies in the back were talking about how the guy exploded and saying the body heat and homemade explosives will sometimes cause body heat will sometimes cause the homemade explosives to explode prematurely, which is what happened. And so once she realizes where she is, what time, like you said, what day it is or what time it is, she's like, oh no, I got to make it back. So at that point, it's kind of like Cinderella racing back midnight, right?
Yes.
And so she hops out the back of the ambulance. She's on foot. She's running, and she makes her way back into the crime scene. And she goes back up the elevator. She goes back into her office, glass shattered everywhere. Somebody says, "Ma'am, you can't go in there." And she's not listening to them. And she immediately goes back to the closet. At that point, I said, "Oh,
yeah."
The
minute she woke up and wanted to leave the ambulance,
was an alien.
Yeah, for me, the moment she got up and was like untethering herself I was like, "Oh no, she's an alien. She's got to go back." I got it immediately. I was like,
"Yeah,
oh dang."
Yeah, I said that room, that closet really was the teleportation.
Yeah. So was she really going to bring him? Or did she think he'd blow up because of the...
I don't know. I think maybe she would have, but then if he would have teleported into that space, the people up in the mothership would have known he doesn't belong there. So maybe they would have done something ahead of her. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows indeed? I don't know.
But once she teleported, before they showed her coming out of that ooze, they actually showed the spaceship, which was the exact drawing that he had of what the spaceship looked like.
I missed that.
He had me, when she found that back room, he had all of those drawings and pictures and everything, the newspaper clippings.
Yes.
He had a drawing of the spaceship on the wall, and it was literally like a replica. His drawing was accurate to the T.
Oh, I think I got to see it again.
Yeah. And that she comes out of the ooze. Obviously there's like 8 other people up there, but she's like the ruler of the space,
in the funniest little outfits.
Yeah, with the big knitted hat.
Yeah. I don't know what that was supposed to be. You got to know how to crochet.
Yeah, and they're discussing how all of their experiments have failed. There's 2 more that they're still working on, but it's not quite working. And they come to the conclusion that
it's a do-over.
Earth is a let's just abort mission.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the center of that,
there's amazing.
They had the flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But not only was it flat Earth, so some people believe it's a flat Earth, and some people believe that it's a dome.
Yeah, I've seen the dome theory. It's ridiculous, but okay.
And so when she popped the dome, it was like popping a bubble,
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, essentially, our atmosphere is very thin.
Right.
I mean,
right. And you notice the ice wall too, because that's also a conspiracy as well. Did you notice that white ring around
like Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
And they say that there's more beyond the ice wall, and some people believe that that's the end of the Earth. So
I tell them, "Oh, go find it."
Yeah.
Go, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, because I don't have even enough energy for that.
There's all types of conspiracies.
I love that he used those conspiracies, as a jumping off point for the world. Yeah, he played. It was great. I thought it was great. So, is it watchable?
Yes,
100%.
Yeah, a strange movie, but
strange, watchable.
Right.
Yeah,
it was enough.
It was. They pushed everything just enough to become infuriating. You know what I mean? Like when my boy got the piece of pie, I was like, he got to go. He got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm laughing because at the very end of the movie, once it fades to black and the credits come up, it was a couple in front of me, 1 row below me. And the guy throws his hands up and was like, "What the F did I just watch?"
I love that.
And it made me laugh because I was also thinking the same thing, even though I enjoyed it, but I was also I was like, this was a strange movie, but it was smart how he put it all together.
Yeah. All right, Kev, man. I don't know what we're gonna see next. I don't know what we're gonna talk about next, but I guess that's all we got for today.
Yeah. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.